Welcome to another episode of Cobra Corner. Today we have special guest, head coach of the women's lacrosse team, Marty Durden, and junior women's lacrosse player, Gabby Jessup. Gabby and Marty, how are you guys doing today?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So, Reese, what kind of questions do you have for Gabby and Marty today?
So we'll start with Marty. Marty, it's been a challenging time for intercollegiate athletics, with coronavirus and everything that's going on. How have you kind of managed the lacrosse team during this time?
It's been tough just because we had to end early for spring because we play in the spring and then all summer. So a summer went into 5 months early. But we've mostly been trying to do a lot more with Zoom and Google Hangouts really and kind of checking in that way. Like I would always even FaceTime them, see what's up, what are they doing. We did a scavenger hunt last week. They were able to still connect and be the family that we are. But hoping for sports soon.
Marty, you had mentioned your challenges as a head coach. Gabby, what kind of challenges have you had as a player during this whole period of time?
Well, for the most part, like it being Corona, like obviously it's uncertain when we're going to get to be on the field again. And I think everybody's just waiting on that and like just keeping motivated and doing what we have to do, even though like we can't all be together at the same time. It's kind of hard.
Have your workouts changed any over this period of time?
Yes, it's basically just been like individual workouts. I mean, I personally over the summer got to do stuff with a trainer because she let me, but most like everybody was just doing stuff on their own.
Nice.
Marty, you had a great playing career here at Coker. Just played all 4 years here. And now you're leading the program as a head coach. How special is it to kind of be able to lead your alma mater?
So everyone knows I love Coker. I spent 4 years here, left, and I'm back, and I love it. I think it's really cool to be a coach for my alma mater because I get to relate with my team a lot more than they think so. I've been at Coker, I've played for them, so knowing how to react to certain situations, how to overcome challenges is something that I love to do, and then also try to build and grow Hartsville and Coker and bring as much great challenges and great success within us.
Do you kind of use that in your recruiting, kind of like saying, hey, I know what it is like here at Coker being a student athlete? Is that something like a recruiting pitch that you use to prospective recruits?
Oh, for sure. So I'm originally from Orlando, so that's 7 hours away. So when especially I have a player who's coming from farther away, I can help them realize that I did the same thing. I went through that same was homesickness. It happens, but knowing that we have a family and a lacrosse team to kind of go off of and know that we're going through these struggles is something I definitely used. And also I use it in showing how we've grown because we used to not have all of the little restaurants that Hartsville has now. Now we have Starbucks, so we can include that, and now we have a turf. Before I played off campus, so it also shows how much we've grown as a program in school.
It's a small school atmosphere, and like you get to really experience that when you come here, and they show it to you on your visits, and like it just it's like a family like bond, and the small town atmosphere is nice.
You mentioned the family bond. You guys' team chemistry seemed to be really strong last year. We talked with Alexa Zegan last year. She talked about all the things you do before games, kind of hand out it was like gift baskets, gift bags. Kind of how special was your team chemistry last season, and how can you kind of even make that stronger this year with all the uncertainty going on?
I think for right now, like we should just still try to get together as a team, whether like it be off the field, because obviously we can't do things related to lacrosse, and we just know that we played together well on the field last year. We can take that and use that as team chemistry off and just continue to grow.
I know Gabby had just kind of talked about what she does and like her mentality going into a game. Is your mentality kind of the same, or is it different? From being a coach to a player, what is it similar by any chance?
Are you talking about like going into like game days and preparing for that?
Yes.
So a little bit. It's a different. Like you still get the nerves that I used to get when I stepped onto the field right before the whistle blows. But as soon as the game starts, like I'm in it, and there's nothing else that changes. I just hope that they listen, go through all of the things that need to be done, and continue to go for the whole game and not just be there for the first half or the second half. And I guess so it does relate a lot like a player, but you're now thinking for 12 on the field rather than just yourself on the field. So it's kind of cool, but it's definitely a different aspect.
Do you recognize any of like the officials, the referees from your playing days?
Yeah, so I recognize them. I never approach them just because I don't know if they remember me or if they think I'm still a player just because I do look so young. So I never approach them, but I do talk to them and kind of recognize them from the past, which was kind of cool.
What has been your favorite moment as a coach versus as a player? Like,
So I think it's when the players, I'm going to say on the field, I think it's when the players actually do something very successful as a whole. I love seeing the independent and individual success, but for the most part, when something happens, a good transition all together going from the other side of the field to a goal is something amazing. Off the field, I love seeing when they're excited about getting good grades, when they're excited about meeting for dinner as a team, or they all went to see the movies or something. So something when they're doing stuff together really just makes me happy because I had that experience in college. So I just hope that they can continue to have the best experience here.
Gabby, as a player, what are you most looking forward to this season?
Well, the biggest thing is getting back out on the field. I love playing, and I can't wait to like get everybody back together and just play as a unit. Obviously, we missed a lot of the season, and I think we're all just ready to get after it. Personally, for me, like I've missed out on a lot. Like my freshman year, I couldn't play due to injury. My sophomore year got cut 6 games in because I was injured again. So like last year, it was just devastating again because I didn't get to play the whole season, and I'm just really looking forward to getting back out there for a whole season.
Marty, this year you have a new assistant coach, grad assistant Sarah White. You did not have that last year. You kind of not on your own. You had some. I think Caitlin Driscoll kind of helped you out. She was injured, senior that was injured, kind of helped you out a little bit. What kind of dynamic will Sarah bring to the team this year?
So I'm extremely happy to have someone help me, just because I was by myself last year on the coaching aspect. But she's already been helping me so much. We work together a lot on recruiting, but then once we are able to get on the field, I'm excited to have more than just myself on the turf because we can do more individuals. We can see more than one things and have sort of two sides if something was debatable or did you agree with me? Is this something we should get fixed? And sort of just have another set of eyes on the field to improve and continue to get us better.
Okay, so we're going to kind of end this here on a good note. So we want to ask each of you kind of something good that's happened so far here at Coker, whether it be from last year or this year. What's your favorite memory? We'll start with you, Gabby.
So my favorite memory from last year would have to be our first win that we got against North Carolina Wesleyan as a team. Like it was just a really good game. We were all clicking on all cylinders. Definitely my favorite memory so far.
From last year would have to be game days. Being a college athlete, I miss those. I missed going through the whole day of nerves to the playing and then the end of it of just being successful in wins. But one of the big things that stood out to me was our Halloween practice. We actually did like a costume practice and played games, and it was just a fun day. Nothing else was happening. It was just pure fun and pure just not lacrosse focused, and they are hilarious. I don't know if anyone has met my team, but they're just funny. They make me so happy and laugh all the time. So that special memory is something that I think about a lot last year.